guys, welcome back to the pod. You are listening to Growing Tree podcast. Listen, it's been interesting. It's an interesting day. If I tell you, but let me not bore you with the details. I'm here with my friends. We're doing this virtual physical podcast life. Amanda is somewhere in Obodo Ibo and she has left us in the trenches.
Wow.
She left us to go and get passports.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Liars go to hell. All liars go to hell. Liars go to hell.
You disowned us. The Nigerian passport, she has disowned it.
She was gonna read book.
Yeah, to be honest,
To
she
read
went to go and read books. We appreciate you for the knowledge and everything.
Thank you. God bless you.
Whatever, come back.
Honestly.
I have Abibola here. She's an accessory designer. Oh, you want to say hi? Sorry, I didn't.
I was just,
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Yes,
Thank you.
Anyway, so these two people that are here are just. Let me just say, I want to say that they are cycles, but let me put it on. They're gracious cycles. They're gracious.
God forbid. Let me sound like in Nigeria. God
forbid. I'm a cycle for Jesus. Amanda is into the creatives, and Bimbo, that I like to call her, is into crafting accessories as accessory designer. You guys will leave your information at the end of the pod. But to get into things today, without further ado, we're talking about trauma. That's my accent. Yeah,
my accent.
Mate. I'm knackered, mate. No, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry for that.
Oh my goodness.
But we're talking about trauma.
Yeah.
Yay.
Wow. Oh my god,
I came out really wrong. No, not really yay for trauma, but like yay for the conversation.
It's really bad.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
No, we're talking about trauma. This conversation was built off of a video that I sent to you guys, and the guy was just talking a lot about overcoming trauma, but it's like relating it to a masculine trait, and the masculine trait being assertive, being direct, being domineering.
Yeah.
And how women, when they overcome trauma, those are the traits that they have. Those as he categorized as masculine traits, and it doesn't look good on them.
Yeah.
And for a man, it looks sexy on the man, and it builds character in the man. And so, it was a bit. It just sounded a lot toxic to me.
It definitely
that this was
did.
flying around, and because at the end of the video, one of the girls believed that indeed the traumatic experiences she's been through was actually she was right. They were masculine traits she was exhibiting. And I don't know how being direct or being assertive, first of all, is masculine, or how that is even a disadvantage in life. This seems like positive things to me. Even being domineering, because in market space, you have to dominate. You have to. There are things that you have to be kind of like a force to be able to get things done. Not dominate people, dominate the market. Let me just
before they come for you.
You have to be able to dominate the market.
Before the market.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
Market.
Elon Musk is dominating where he is. He's not sitting in the back somewhere and hiding in the corner. And it's definitely not a masculine thing, right? Already, that's my opinion. But that's what triggered this conversation. Yeah. So I had a conversation with you, Mandy, and we're like, okay, what is even like, what's masculinity, and like how does that even relate to trauma, and how does it relate to femininity? Do you understand? Because that's the conversation that these guys were having. And I think you mentioned something about Proverbs 31 or like. Anyways,
So for me, I feel like trauma. Generally, as a human being, you have to build character, right? In the Bible, even when some things are written, it doesn't expressly say woman or man. There's some things that just say man, and we know that man means like human on earth, literally.
Human beings.
Exactly. So it means ye human. not you woman, you man.
Woman, yeah.
Generally, you have to build character as a human being, right? And I don't even know what femininity or masculinity means. I mean, I feel like that part has to do with physical attributes and let's say maybe physical and maybe like reproductive organs or even the thinking it's a bit it's subjective, but I feel like if you're building character as a human being, and let's say for example somebody who has been through a traumatic experience, as a man or a woman, right? And I'm talking about building positive, like a positive character, not we'll go to negative after, but then building a positive character. I feel like there are certain traits that might come off of building a positive character after trauma. There are certain traits that automatically come up, and I don't think it's just for men. And even for women, there are certain things that come up, and I don't even think it's just for women. So I think the guy is just, I think he doesn't understand it, and I feel like it's also part of the society, because the society has just put things in a way that they've said, okay, this is for the woman and this is for the man, and men are to be this way, and then women are to be this way. But then, like you said, back to the Proverbs 31 woman, if you dissect that particular chapter, if you dissect it, you realize that this woman had so much strength. She had so much I don't want to use the word control, but like you said, domineering. She was in her field, you know. I mean, I think there was a part that spoke, I think I'm going to open the scripture, but there's a part that spoke about her like getting like linen and doing this and that, and then she comes back home and then she does this and this, and then she goes out and she does this. It's like, oh my god, you know, she was doing quite a bit. And then they also said that, you know, her husband was recognized because of her and all of, so if someone is just supposed to be, if we're going by the terms created by this world of like who a woman is supposed to be, then you're just going to be like egg.
You'll be like egg.
You're just like an egg. An egg that not egg. You're going to be like an egg.
Raw egg.
You're going to be like raw egg, and you're just going to be there. You can't even do anything for yourself, and that's why. Anyway, no, let me just stop here.
Yeah. E for energy. Okay, yeah, I completely agree. Like, it's not like a feminine, masculine type of traits. Like, right? Like, I think we're talking about this, and I think, to be honest, trauma, when you're healed from trauma, when God heals you from trauma, can build. It can build character. It can lead to building character. Right. And something like being assertive or those things are associated with masculinity. I think there needs to just be like a reorientation of one's mind. Right?
I mean, so just to I think that of course I do not agree with what that guy said to start with, right? With none of us, because I do not agree with his narrative, because he was, I'm not sure what he was doing, what he was saying, but I think that one of the things, so trauma of course messes with people, right? The outcomes are horrible, right? And for some women, so let's just use an example of a woman in a relationship, right? She's gone through trauma, and she would find herself attracting the same type of people, right? Do you get?
That's
so
real.
do you get? So so one of the things she does is, well, maybe a coping mechanism is she would tell herself, oh, there things I probably wouldn't get into, but like for women, because maybe they will come for me, but they will, so so you find a woman,
I want to hear what you have to say.
So let me just touch it. So you find a woman saying things like, oh, all men are the same, right? So the reason she thinks all men are the same is because she's been settling for the same type of guys. But the problem is not that she's attracting. No, so we can all attract, healthy people attract toxic people. Anyone can attract anyone. Do you get? So if you're out there, you feel like, oh, you are, I'm just saying, like, you feel like you're settling for the same kind of people. It doesn't mean all men are the same. It doesn't mean the problem is not that you're attracting this kind of people. The problem is you're settling for this kind of people. So when you start to settle for this kind of people, you need to ask yourself why.
Yeah.
It might be trauma.
It might be trauma.
You get trauma. Trauma might be causing you to settle for this kind of people. You get like, you feel like, oh, you can help them. You feel like you can heal them. But the question is, are you healed?
Yeah.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Are you healed?
Yeah.
That's actually real, because like I think with on the other side, if I can speak for like
the men. Yeah.
If I can speak for the men.
If we can. Yeah.
I think trauma also like exhibits itself from playboys. Yeah. People that play around with women, that just go around
on it. Yeah.
Let me preach.
Yeah, preach.
They are suffering from trauma.
Yeah.
Something happened in your childhood.
Yeah.
One girl, Bisola, Brandy,
Bracasas. Yeah.
broke your heart.
Yeah.
And from that place,
in high school,
you've now decided
in high school,
in GS2,
in high school.
In GS2.
Yeah, Femi.
Yeah. Femi.
All the Femis.
Sorry. Oh God,
Femi. Yeah.
Not the Femi is more like the Femi.
Like the Shagons.
Yeah, the Shagons.
But like because of that, you now grow up and then you're now a ruthless person. You don't care how and what you do to the woman. You don't care how you speak to the woman.
Yeah.
In fact, you even feel like entitled to their body. I've had situations that, oh my goodness. I've had situations where you go on a date with someone, right?
Yeah.
You go on a date with you're
having fun.
You're having fun.
Yeah.
Right. And then the guy is on his way, just dropping you back home, right?
Yeah.
And then in the car, you guys are gisting, and like you've gone on maybe like 1 or 2 dates. Yeah, you've got 1 or 2 dates, no more. And then he proceeds to kind of like stretch his. Well, this is going to go up in 7 minutes.
It proceeds to kind of like
Okay, record until it dies. My thoughts, I have to get it out.
3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, so he proceeds to like stretch his hands to the passenger side and kind of just like try and like get on your thighs.
Like, what are you doing?
No, do you understand? Get on your and you fling the hand first.
Hello.
I don't know if they think that's the thing, to be honest. No, stop it. Stop it. Shaggy, no. I don't know if they think it's like a yes, because they'll proceed again like if there's an entitlement.
You're like,
now. Yeah, now, now. I'm just, now. To be honest, and those people that suffer from trauma from childhood or whenever it happens.
Wherever
it happens. I think what happens is that there's a sense of also entitlement, especially when you become a playboy. Do you understand? In that role of playboy,
I see where you're going with this.
There's an entitlement to an ownership on someone's body. You don't have the rights. You're not signing any contracts. No, there's no official dates. We don't have a when we began. And then you are proceeding to put your hand on that person's daughter across. And then you fling the hand. It's like what's wrong? They think they'll ask you, what's wrong?
It's a problem.
What's wrong? I'm like,
it's a problem.
Uncle Shegun, what's normal?
Yeah. So I think it's what's happening, guys. I think what happens is they feel rejected when you say no. So when they feel rejected, they see it as a chase. So it's like, you rejected me, I will get you. So the trauma in you makes you feel like someone just rejected you, when if you were healed, all you had to do was, I'm sorry, did I do something wrong?
You're not even thinking of how you offended the person.
Exactly. So it's again, trauma is making you selfish, right? It's making you this person that feels like when someone says no to you, when naturally when someone says no to you, you should understand boundaries. So so you find no that she's saying as a challenge because you're not healed. Because if you were healed, you will understand that no should be no.
I must get her.
Now I must get her. So the child in you that was rejected feels like, I need to get back. You can't reject me the way they rejected me when I was young. So I will get you.
I will get
you.
So
you now become a challenge. Once I'm done with you, I sleep with you. I'm done. I go to the next victim.
Next challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Next challenge.
Wow.
You know, when I was thinking about this topic here, I was just thinking about how I think, I don't know, I think I feel like high school and primary school gave like the biggest amount, like the most amount of trauma.
100.
I feel like it gave the most amount of trauma because primary school alone was so. I feel like the environment is so toxic.
Yeah.
So toxic, and then by the time you get to high school, it even becomes more toxic. And like thinking back, and I'm just like, oh my god, like where did all this generate from? Like people's hearts were dark.
I'm telling no, honestly, because you know people always say like children's hearts, like when you're that listen, yeah, I mean when you're a child at some point, but when you are growing up, when you're in secondary school, primary, like you're like a mini devil. Like let me tell you, if not for the Lord, where would I have been? You're like a mini devil. So all the words that like you're not murdering people physically, but your words are killing people's like esteem, right? Insecurities are coming, and the insecurities they're not hidden. People are like facilitating that insecurity and bringing it, and then mocking it and shaming it. So I don't blame the process of trauma or even being traumatized. You understand? Most of us in our age as a millennial,
a good number.
But we're either traumatized
and things you don't even realize. Yeah, some have not even realized that some of their characteristics are attributed to.
And you be like, that's how I am. That's how I am. I'm very let me tell you, I say it the way it is, but like sometimes you really shouldn't. Like sometimes
don't say it the way it is.
Sometimes
like that saying is the way it is.
The way it is.
Maybe like maybe for example, people used to like bully you and
true.
all of that, and now you're like, now that I'm out of that,
I'm finding my voice. Exactly.
Listen, you hit
exactly
on the head. That's my own story. Let me write it down. That's my sign of where you stay. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I felt like my voice was muted.
Yeah.
Like I felt like my voice was not that I was quiet. I was quiet. People would walk over me, they would say things, I would let things. When I now got older, the symptoms of that trauma.
Yeah. You'll be served.
See, if you are 70,
you will be served. You'll be served.
If you are 90, equally. I'll just be serving people through my words. And the thing is like it's so
you can't come and oppress me.
Jonathan, you cannot.
I will oppress you.
My dad used to tell me that this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a problem. You know, you need to let this go. You need to be a problem. Even that saying is going to be a problem. I was like, he's trying to shut me up.
Yeah.
You must speak for the people.
Yeah.
And the people is Boun. You know. Yeah. So, which leads me to like, you're traumatized. There's this time of self-appraisal that needs to happen.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe in like authentic, intimate, unadulterated a relationship with Jesus.
Yeah, I agree completely.
I 100% like I would always be an advocate for that.
Yeah.
Because and also therapy.
100.
And also therapy.
Yeah.
Because and not therapy in a way where it just focuses on the symptoms.
True.
Right?
True.
Because these as we said, these things are heart issues. They are rooted in the soul. They are rooted in childhood. They are rooted in the past. They are rooted in things are shaped
even from families.
I was going to see, guys. I was going to see. You see this thing of, so I was sharing with someone, some time ago, and we're talking about the fact that as a child there are certain things your parents said to you that have shaped you into who you are, right? So maybe they said it unknowingly, they thought they were being nice, or they thought they were disciplining you, they said like some horrible things to you. I mean, almost a good percentage of African millennials will be able to relate to this. So there's certain things that were said to you that shaped you into who you are.
Yeah.
So maybe you feel this could be like, is the person that carried first?
Yeah.
The person that carried the first, did they have two heads? And maybe for some people it could be things like, oh, why are you struggling with this? Is there something we can do better? Maybe you don't like.
There could have been a better way to
approach it. Yeah.
Like if your child is not excelling into your expectation. I mean, you can always find out if the child maybe likes dislikes the subject.
Yeah.
Or they're struggling,
get
like,
a tutor or something. Exactly.
I mean, but the thing is this, parents, they don't manual to these things. And sometimes they are trying to put it as healthy competition, but then it turns out to be something
it's unhealthy.
It turns out something that, like, children, like some children
process
differently. I think it's even important to even know what kind of child, like, you have. Because that will determine if competition motivates them. Because some children, competition motivates them. Yes. Some children, like how money motivates people, competition motivates them.
No, but I think I'm more concerned about how you communicate all of these things. I don't know.
I get where you're coming from.
I feel like the communication. I feel like how you go about it, because there's a way you can say, "Oh, see this person. No, there's something this person is doing. Is there something? Do you get, like, there's something? The approach. Like, is there something you want us to do better?
Look at Jessica.
Do you get?
Not look at what are you doing? I'm not even doing anything.
Like them berating. Yeah. So that has caused trauma in a lot of us as adults.
True. Now. Insecurities and whatnot.
Like, I just relate to this because when I was in, like, primary school, high school, it was, like, really horrible, honestly, because my learning process is quite different, and even things I'm interested in, like, it was quite different from everybody else. But then I remember so it's not like my mom was ever nasty, like you're dumb or anything. It wasn't even like that, I think more of the pressure actually came from the teachers. Like, it was such a toxic environment, I'm not going to lie. Okay, so when I got home, maybe my mom would be like, what's going on, blah blah blah, and she would try and encourage me. And yes, I mean, sometimes she would say stuff like, maybe she might want to compare, but then it was not like that was not, it wasn't her comparison that gave me the trauma, to be fair. It really wasn't. It was my teachers, because my teachers used to make, like, horrible comments. I was really good at sports. So I remember, I think that period we were supposed to go for some sort of competition, and I wasn't good at maths at all. Like, I was really, really bad at mathematics. And the lady was like, I can't go because I'm not good at maths. So, like, I can't go for the competition. Like, I can't participate because I'm not good at maths. So I have to stay back while everybody was away. And then the way she said it wasn't even like, she didn't use a nice tone. The way she said it was like, you're going to be here while everybody goes out and you participate in the activity. And I felt like, oh my God. So, like, from primary school to, like, high school, I felt like, okay, you know what? I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Let's do that. So I played a lot. Like, I used to play my life. Like, anything that would take me out of class. Honestly, like, anything that would take me out of class, I'm involved in it. I remember my first, when I was in year 7, I think we had, like, biology class, or was it? No. I think either biology or one of the sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, one of them. And it got to a point where I didn't even understand what they were saying. And I'm like, you know what? Now that it's time to leave this class. And then I saw somebody who encouraged me. She was like, Hamada, do you want to go and swim? I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then, like, I used to follow rules to the T. So if they, on the list of things, they tell you, like, bring 5 pairs of socks and bring this. I would buy it the way it is. So on the list, what was there was, like, briefcase, not school bag or briefcase. So I carried my briefcase.
What are they going to do with a briefcase?
What? So instead of writing school bag, it was briefcase.
Oh no, but why?
Why?
Yeah.
We were preparing you guys for the journey ahead.
Yeah. So I
9 to 5.
And I went to the swimming pool and I had a blast. So, but, like, all those little
I'm not even sure. How
briefcase.
I'm sorry, carry on. I just imagine you guys, like, really.
But, like, so the funny thing, I mean, after year 7, I didn't have briefcase again.
Your mates were carrying school bag. Amanda was carrying briefcase.
But yeah, like honestly,
Oh my goodness.
Period, it really challenged me. And I just felt like, okay, Amanda, you're not doing well. And honestly, maybe I think that period, I never really processed how I felt. So I didn't know if I was sad or I don't know what I was. Like I don't know what feelings I had.
You're just living,
I was just always pissed off. Like I was just always pissed off. Like you come and talk, I was just like shout. Like I was just always angry. But then the only emotion I can remember, anger. I can't imagine that one. And then I think last day of school when we all went to go and collect our transcript, I realized that this one was so smart. We are literally getting D in this thing together. Like the ones that you would, the ones that you would separate and say, this one's at the top of the class.
But everybody's just really getting by.
Same thing. Like we're just feeling left, right, center, and I'm like, wow, me. That like I'm the one that was kind of
internalizing all this stuff,
picked on, or internalizing it as well. And I feel like some of these teachers, you look at the ones that maybe like your self-esteem has already been crushed in some sort of way, so it's easier for them to come and flex on you.
Because them too, they're going through it.
Exactly. So I was going to say that. So two things. So the first thing is, they also probably had some trauma they were going through.
They're going through it.
And then the best way to you're a teacher. You're supposed to teach the child, encourage them, right? So what are you there for? Right? Just to say, oh, this child is here. Like you're even bad at your job if what you're doing is, like bashing a child. You're supposed to look at them and say, what are you being paid for? Like I'm paying you to tell my child the child is like, to compare my child with another child. You're supposed to look at the child and say, oh, you're not good at this. What are the things we can do? Tell the parents, oh, okay, I think this person needs a private tutor to help them with this. Not maybe
these are the responses from someone that is whole or healed.
Exactly. Yeah. So there are teachers too had their own trauma they were going through as well. Yeah.
Teachers were beaten up in my secondary school.
Crazy. Yeah.
Maybe more in my secondary school than other normal secondary schools.
Yeah.
Because we tortured
they were beaten up. Do you know? I thought you meant.
I mean, beaten like
they were going through domestic.
I mean, who
beats them?
Like. In some certain schools,
in some certain schools,
they pushed teachers down the staircase.
Ooh.
In some certain schools,
in that
excuse me.
In some schools,
yeah. But I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah,
right. But I think No, I didn't. I wasn't making. No, I didn't do anything. No. I say some certain schools.
Some schools. I did not say it's not your school. Let's
move on from here. I don't think that they were beaten up by obviously students. They were beaten up by Nigeria. Not being paid well.
Yeah, and then they had their own issues.
Yeah, they had their own issues that they've been.
Personal issues.
Yeah, they've been suffering from.
Yeah.
So all this had led to this. But even at that, this is what you just said ought to be the response.
Yeah.
Right? From a healthy place.
Yeah.
Now, my next question would be like this topic is called overcoming trauma, right?
Yeah.
Like how do we get over these experiences that we've had over time? What's the process like? Like even people that are not aware that they think that this is just part of their character. Yeah. This is just how they respond to things. How do you, like, personally, or even from what you know, what's the best
approach? Yeah, I think for me, obviously we're all Christians here. God has been a huge factor. Like the huge factor, of course, like where healing is concerned, right?
Yeah, I think I would say the only for you.
The only for me, because I've not had to. Yeah, the only for me, right? And so I was a bit hesitant about the only, because of course he has used people, but then it was God, like it was the primary facilitator all of this, right? So what God did for me was to even first, I love God because he did not just look at me like the way you thought they are going to beat you one day, so he first wrapped me with the love that I did not have as a child,
Yeah.
So he started from love,
Yeah.
and then he held me and he took me through the journey. So he's been taking me through the journey. So the first thing about knowing God is not just about when you know God now, all the bad things you are doing will stop.
Fire.
You will not. So for people that their coping mechanism was, substance and all of that, God doesn't just stop all of those things. He goes to the root.
100.
Right. So first you give your life to Christ, and Jesus starts to take you through the journey with the help of the Holy Spirit to say, the reason you talk this way. I mean, I reacted. I was one person that would react without, I didn't respond, I reacted. Do you get? So what I was reacting to was how you made me feel that I already felt about myself. Let me explain. So I feel, if I felt worthless and you said something that made me feel worthless, I just responded to how you made me feel.
Yeah, you just reacted.
I probably didn't hear what you said.
Right. Okay.
It was the feeling that I reacted to.
Okay.
Do you get? So if you meant good, do you understand? If you meant good, if you were just saying, if you were joking, if it was just a joke, I would just feel like, oh, why did she say that thing about me? Maybe she thinks I'm worthless. Maybe she already thinks what I think about myself. So what am I saying? Jesus, what he does is he wraps you with his love, saying, I understand you. I know where you're coming from, because people do not.
Yeah.
Because naturally, when you react, it's like, this one, this one has a problem. It's natural, and I can't even blame them. So the natural thing people would do, the natural response is, this person is rude. Someone told me one time, I mean, the man you will marry, I don't know, you're really opinionated. The man you marry, I don't know, you're going to marry a quiet man, but I don't know, you need to work on this.
What do they know?
What do they know, right? The best thing is, when you start to heal, you will have to forgive those people as well, because they did not know what you were going through. So what Jesus does is he comes into your life, you accept Jesus into your life, it wraps you in his love, the love you never got when you were young, for people that were rejected or that had to go through.
Right. Yeah.
He wraps you with that love, and he starts to show you, because he also wants to make you a better person.
Yeah.
Right. So he's not just showing you the love for you to remain nasty.
I would even say he wants to make you himself.
He wants to make you himself, conform into the image of Jesus. So it takes you through that journey. You start to, for some people, you'll be like, you need to take a break from relationships, because if you continue, you keep breaking hearts. So if you're a player out there, maybe you need to take a break, so you not keep breaking people's hearts.
This is what happens when you're too close. You're too close to people on the podcast.
Right, on the podcast. It's like, so you need to go on a break. For some people, it's that break. For some people, there are certain things that you keep exposing yourself to that keep reminding you of what happened to you when you were young. Right. So again, God does all of the work, and therapy. There's therapy.
And there's therapy. What about you, Mandy? How do you get over
it? It's definitely down the same path Bimbo has spoken about. I think for me, let's just speak from a personal point of view. So for me, I think it started from being aware. Like, some people are not aware of themselves. They're just working. And honestly, I think there's a part in the scripture that actually talks about what I'm about to say, but I can't really remember it right now. But like, you're literally walking empty. Like, you're just empty, and you're just walking on this earth, and you just don't know yourself. Like, you're walking empty, you're doing the things you feel like you're supposed to do in life, but you are just empty.
Not fulfilled.
So for the longest time, I was just working on this earth, doing things I'm supposed to do, like going to school, building human relationships, and doing
that. You're not present, as it were.
Empty, you're not present. And then it got to a point. So this one was not even, I wouldn't even say this was when I really encountered like Jesus in such an extreme way that's when thinking about my life, about it. It was literally I think it was in uni. I think that was the first time I went out for like impartation of the Holy Spirit, like speaking in tongues. And I went out. I just went to do it just because. So it's not like I just went to do it just because. And I started speaking in tongues. I started speaking in tongues. But at that point, I still was not doing any self-reflection. I was just still living on this earth where I am. But now, it's like God used that to literally reel me in, because as soon as that happened, I started thinking about my life. But now I was thinking about my life, but not from like, what do you say?
Yeah, we're just talking about how God does these things.
That's really good.
Go on.
So I was thinking about my life, but not from a very intense, because everybody has different experiences in this God thing.
100.
Not from like a very intense, like, oh my God, this thing just happened and I felt the Holy Spirit, and it was like, oh my God, like my life, I need to change. It wasn't like that. It was just, things were just coming through. And now that I know better, I would say it's like the Holy Spirit that was just recalling things that has happened like throughout my life. And then I started even like processing things. So even the trauma of like losing my dad really early, I literally only started thinking about that properly when I was in uni. When I was in uni, not like my first year, when I was in uni, third year. That's when I started thinking about it. And by then I was literally like going to be 20 years old.
100.
It's like that's when the process started, but then I wouldn't say that that's when the crux of the whole thing really like dawned on me. I'm still even in the process, because
we're same, like same here.
God, like I act this way because of this, and it's like a whole thing again. I'm just like, and then it's
unfolding,
like, so each time it breaks you, and then you're just like, you're angry, you cry, you're just like, and dealing with all these things, it's like you have to have, like, the Holy Spirit has to even give you strength to deal with them, because you can't even deal with it by yourself, because you go crazy. You go crazy. Like it can be so depressing, and it can be so sad that it actually, if you're not walking through the path of like Christ, it can actually take you into a very bad funk that is going to take a lot to take you, out of it. So
100.
I would say like the part where I really got deep into, okay, Amanda, like, this trauma, okay, fine, you noticed some things, and time to start healing was in 2016, and that was when the whole deepness really started, and I'm like, what's happening?
I'm scared of what I will find.
Honestly, that's when like the healing journey started. And I started like healing, and I'm still living in the process of discovering more traumas.
Sure.
Because honestly, this generation, the things that I remember, the day I came to your house one time and we were watching the movie of those scary people, like they did like a proper series.
Movie of my memory. Blessed are thou memory amongst women.
So they have the hand. No? They have the hand. It's like a scary, like a monster. Like
it's a Wednesday.
But
the Addams Family.
The Addams Family, like the movie, the Addams Family movie. I think I came to your house and we were showing Addams Family movie.
Okay.
And when we were watching it, you were like, "Oh my God, this is why we are so messy."
Yeah, I loved the Addams Family. So when I grew up, and my cousins tell me that I'm goth, and I'm like, wow, like I didn't even know that it was from the things that I had taken. I loved, I went like I was in, but when you see when I see it now through fresh eyes, it's really dark. It's really like it has narcissistic,
that's crazy,
like things. It has sadistic like undertones. It's really dark. It's really like they're not a family. No, they're not a family.
And those are the things we expose. You guys, we expose ourselves to.
Like even when I'm like, I'm not really a family person. I really like to. It's something that
of oh my goodness,
those ideologies and where those narratives what programmed my mind to form that. Where did that programming come from? Is now that I'm now challenging those thoughts. And just like you said, Mandy, like and you as well, God is the one that takes you to the process. I feel healing is one of the most vigorous emotional healing. It's one of the most vigorous exercises.
Oh man, you have to be ready for vulnerability, because I think
the level of vulnerability is
my healing journey. The first time my healing journey, I was scared, because I was like, but your healing journey exposes a lot. and
It
exposes a
does.
lot
It
of
does.
people around you.
No,
Yeah.
100.
If you're even in ministry and you're close to people in the ministry, it will expose the funky parts of the
please.
so you have to fix it.
True.
I was scared of healing because I was like, gosh, so people are going to know these things about me.
About me.
Holy me in myself.
Righteous
like,
me.
Honestly.
You righteousness of Christ.
But now, even being on that journey, like I find myself sharing some things that I would take to my grave.
Never
I will never ever share in my life. But now I'm like, okay, this thing happened though. And I did XYZ and I feel bad about it. And it's not like I'm sharing it in confidence like I did this, but then because of that healing, and I know that okay, if I don't share, right, it's going to torment you, and the devil is going to keep on using that thing to torment you. To know the secret.
True.
The devil is going to use secrets to torment you.
You did this.
I have to keep on sharing.
Gotta bring it in the light.
This thing that happened. Telling you this thing. I really don't want to see You just have to say it because I have to free myself because I think
I think it was Second Corinthians. I think it's in 2 Corinthians 1 because I just read it this morning. It was talking about with the comfort he has comforted you, you would also comfort others, right? So some of the things we're going through, some of the things we've gone through, the healing. It's also for us to help someone out there, that is, you get like that is going through something. That also when God begins to work on you, it works on your identity as well. That for people that have had to go through, some things in the past that made them feel like they were not enough, right? Now, when you feel free to talk about all of those things, it's because you understand that there were things that happened to me. It's not who I am. Do you get? So this is who I am. I'm the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. I'm made in the image of God. These were the things that happened to me. The devil doesn't want you to know that. He wants you to feel like what happened to you is who you are. So you get into a room and you feel so worthless because you feel like I've done this.
Yeah.
I did that in the past.
Yeah.
Someone did this to me.
Yeah.
Someone abused me. And you feel like the child they abused is still who you. I'm grown for God's sake. Like I'm 30, I'm like 31, and then I still feel dirty.
Yeah.
That person anymore.
Or even the mistake you made yesterday.
Is
like control your future, your tomorrow.
Like the mistake you made yesterday. Like I did something yesterday, but I'm not who I used to be.
No.
I'm growing.
I'm not even that mistake.
I'm not
even that mistake.
I'm not the mistake I made.
If Paul out here on the street.
Paul
out here on the street.
Paul.
That guy is
doing so much.
Man for me. I'm saying that I have never I have never sinned.
Yeah, Paul is doing too much. Paul was doing too much.
They're killing them.
Paul was doing too much.
Was at the
doing too much.
Stephen.
It was doing too much.
Was saying, well done.
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Do you need more stone?
Yeah.
Mark out here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
man.
Yeah.
Just like
yeah. He wore his scars nicely.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah. He wore his scars nicely.
Still, in romance, he's like, but I do what I do not want to do, and the things that I want to do, I don't. I'm just well, what did you do? What did you do yesterday?
Yeah.
What did you do yesterday?
Yeah.
Because it's giving us a glimpse that he's still on this walk, and although it's high, like spiritual. Is heightened spiritually. The presence of God is with him. He's doing all these things. God is using him in this massive way. But yet there were things that he was working on lower level personally.
True.
That God was taking him on.
Beautiful.
That's God was taking. I mean, if for me, people in biblical times in the Bible were able to be honest, and vulnerable about their weaknesses or about their need for God, and to display and to show that yes, you're walking with Christ, but this is the beautiful picture that Christ is painting. If they're able to do that and then set a manual in place and saying that this is the way to follow, this is the word of God, I don't think I should be any different. And the place of sharing, obviously it goes without saying that, it's not to share with but just for people that are listening, just not share with everybody, because you need to share, right? There's a place God will lead you even when to share, and how to share,
with whom to share,
and with who to share, because that's very important, because people have given their pearls to swines, and it has taken them in another to another deep dark place that God doesn't want them to be in. So for me, that's my disposition. That's how I approach things. Trauma, there's a lot that in my 32 years that I've been through, and and you're not serious. And I believe, as you guys highlighted, it's a step-by-step process.
It is, don't beat yourself.
The path of the righteous gets brighter and brighter, until the better day.
True.
I think honesty and authenticity has been one of the formidable pillars of healing and overcoming trauma for me. I'm being authentic and honest before God. Honestly, even when I didn't want to. So I think it's made me look inwardly. I'm more aware of my inactions, and very much aware of the possibility of Christ's redemption and his complete restoration. So in that way, for me, I've had to undergo therapy outside of even faith, outside of the faith,
the four walls of the church,
and outside of like even having a therapist that was even faith based, that understood the cultural context of where I was coming from. I've had to do that once or twice, and I found that it wasn't as beneficial as someone that that knows my background, that knows my relationship with God, and can help me facilitate these conversations that I need to have to God and with myself, and ask they're asking me the right questions I was not asking myself.
True.
They help me, and then then I'm able to have those conversations with God, and God is then able to expose that to me. And again, for you guys that are listening, like, if your journey is not late, your journey had not started when you were 20, 21, 35, 35, 42. It can start like today. It can start today. It's not late. It's not like I'm too old, I'm too set in my ways. It's not true. Like, God is very much intentional about you, and wants you to be whole and not be like a cheese, those cheddar cheese that has like holes in it. And not be that. He wants to feel that. So I mean, not to I think that's how I think, I mean, with all of this, all we said combined, is how you can start the process of overcoming trauma.
Be compassionate with yourself. Forgive yourself. Final words. Honestly, forgive yourself. I think that was one of the things. It was one of the things I struggled with for the longest, and God was merciful enough to send a friend at the time that said something to me, and that healed me forever, right? Like, where forgiving myself is concerned. Obviously, it pops up in my head sometimes. I feel like this condemnation about saying things, and then the fact that God has forgiven me God has forgiven me, but then the ability to forgive yourself for the things you did not do well based off of the trauma you had to go through, right? There's some decisions you made that were not good enough, but then forgive yourself and move on. Remember that you're not what you did. You're not what you did. It would help you. Be compassionate.
100. Yeah. Any final words, Amanda?
So I'm a bimbo on that. Also, I'll say be vulnerable with yourself and God. There's vulnerability there. Like, be honest. When you're talking to God about something, be honest. Like, even when certain things pop up and tries to mess with your head, immediately, because of that vulnerability I'm trying to build daily in my head, I just say, oh God, I'm sorry. Like, even as the thing is trying to haunt me, I'm like, God, please forgive me for this thing that I did. I know He has already forgiven for them, so that it doesn't brew. Anything that just drops in as a seed has the potential of actually growing into something bigger than it should. So I'm just telling you, but I'm sorry, like just omit, like just be honest, because between you and God, nobody else is hearing your conversation. And even to like third party, if you have people around you, and when I say people, I don't mean like 5 people. 5 is even too much. Like if you just
5 is a crowd.
Honestly, 5 is a crowd. Like is a crowd. Like if you just have very few people around you that can just speak, because the Bible says confess your sins to one another. Right? So if you just have very few people around that you can actually speak with about certain things, that alone leads to. And then I mean people who are in the faith, people who understand, because it's just not about being in the faith, it's about understanding that space.
Understanding.
Forgiveness,
healing, trauma, forgiveness, and all of that. Forgiving yourself.
Being kind to yourself, all of that. You doesn't have to understand that. And then you also have to like watch the way the person also treats themselves. If the person does not treat themselves, I don't think
have no business
to be sharing anything to that person.
Watch out for their fruit,
100,
man.
100. That's wisdom. That's wisdom.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies. Honestly, for being like vulnerable and open. It's not the easiest thing, and it's not something that I discount or play down. I actually think what you guys are doing or have said is holy. This is holiness. To be able to share your heart so others can build, and you can build others through it, and maybe they can walk in their own path using this.
And it's not easy.
It's not easy. That's what I'm saying. That's why I have to appreciate both of you, because it's not easy at all. And to come here and to do this is not because of you were paid or there was anything. So I want to appreciate you guys for coming to Growing Tree Pod, because you guys are growing trees.
Growing trees. Growing.
You guys are growing trees.
Yeah, just did as well.
Amazing. Okay, but before you guys go, you guys do something for me. Something fun. Okay. I have a challenge.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yes. So before you guys go individually, you guys are going to say growing tree is glowing tree 5 times. It's a tongue twister challenge. Growing tree is glowing tree. It's a tongue twister. 5 times is easy. It's easy.
Amanda will go first.
Tree is glowing tree.
Amanda will start first.
Growing tree.
Amanda will start first.
L and R.
You know what? That's fine. It's okay. I have our factor myself.
Oh, okay.
So
Amanda, go first. Amanda. Yeah, I think you should go first.
So you say it 5 times. Okay, you say it 5 times. Okay, Amanda.
All right. Growing trees, growing tree. Growing tree is 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 growing tree.
Tree. You tried. I love it. Abimbola.
At the beams.
Not slow. Tongue twister.
Growing tree is glowing tree. 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 Growing tree is glowing tree.
Yeah, I
tree
think
is tree.
I feel you treated.
Ling.
Glory.
Glory tree.
Glory. Glory.
Cheated, but I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
I'll give it to you.
It's one of the things I do in my spare time, in my free time. Yeah.
No, I had
twist tongue.
I had glory tree.
Yeah, there was growing and there was glowing and there everything in between.
Okay. All right. Where can we find you? Where can they find you? Where can they find your brand?
Okay. I'm on Instagram at meriton6.style. Right here. So you find me there, and that's it. Yeah.
What about you, Amanda?
Style.
I'm on Instagram on Creative Cloud Hub. That's creative. Then the cloud is with AK. That's KLAD. Or my personal page is what? Mamanda.
Mamanda.
MARNDA. MANDR. That's what it's
awesome. Yes.
Mary 26 is MAYRIE, by the way. For those,
dot 26.
MAYRIE 26 dot style.
Style.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You guys should look for this, folks. This genuine, awesome, glowing, growing trees. Thank you guys again.
Thank you for having us.
As usual, saints, ain'ts, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us in everywhere we listen to podcasts, and also on Instagram. My page is Boun_A. Thank you guys for listening. Till we meet again, my lovelies. Peace, love, joy.
I want to give to you that
for coming in hot.
You're glowing and glowing.
That shot. Hey, why not? Hey, why not? We're coming in hot. Yeah, what's up?
Wait, Boun, did you specifically make this shirt for the podcast?
Yes.
Yeah, it works actually. It's a murky people show. It's actually lovely.
Yeah.
Well, will it work on black though?
Yeah, black on black.
Black and I can't remember the rap now. Black on black on black on black on black.
Yes. It will pop. The tree, the green will pop. I want to sell it as merch.
Yeah, you should.
In the future.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank you. I showed them back. They said show them back.
Green tree, yeah. It actually works. Yeah. I didn't know. I didn't know what the green tree was.
Where did you get the pants from?
The idea is actually really lovely.
Where do you get the pants from?
Oh, these pants are for my brother's closet.
I just was going,
You know, I was looking at it and I'm like,
Jigga, it was the rope for me. If the rope wasn't there, I would have said, okay, you made it, but it's actually really cool.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool.
Wow.